Good morning from Vancouver.
Yesterday we did an easier than expected border crossing from Seattle to Vancouver, and today we don't really have much of a plan other than going out and seeing what Vancouver is all about.
We're usually very planned. Today there's really not much. I know that we definitely want to get some coffee, we definitely want to get some breakfast, and I think the first stop is Granville Island.
Other than that, we know everyone recommends to bike around Stanley Park. As soon as we get to Stanley Park, I feel like the only sign I see is no cyclists, no cyclists, no cyclists. So I have no idea where we're meant to go, but that's all we really know.
You crying from the cold weather?
Yeah, it's really cold.
It's so beautiful.
Happy to be here.
It's such a nice city. Really is though, it's one of the most beautiful cities. Like the placement with the mountains around is incredible. Brings her to tears.
It is crazy that you can be looking at the city skyline and literally right next to it is all of these snow-capped mountains. It's just so unique. But I need coffee. It's 9 AM and we haven't had one yet.
We think the easiest slash funnest way to get to the Granville Island is to take one of the water taxis, so we've just whipped around the science centre and we think we're at the dock to get them. Really could be wrong. Also, we don't have any cash, so if it requires cash, we can't do it.
This is us. That's where we're trying to go, I think. So the aqua bus from the village dock, which is where we are, to Granville Island, which is where we want to go, is $7.25 per person one way. So I think we're walking. It's a nice day. Why not take advantage of the nice day? I think we save our money and we hire a bike later at Stanley Park. We just saw one of the cute little aqua buses pull in and I wish we had the money to do it. It looks so cute and so fun. But we have a budget to stick to and our accommodation has already taken a hefty chunk of that budget. Onwards. Guess what?
What?
This must be where the 2010 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games Olympic Village was, and when they rebuilt that, the whole neighborhood just came back to life. So how cool, all of the Olympic people would have been here. Spin! I thought they were just angled at each other weird. They spin! Turns out this walk is a bit longer than we anticipated.
It is so much longer than we thought it was going to be, honestly. There's like people flying past on bikes and power walking and running past us. This path goes forever.
We are here, Granville Island's there. We're about halfway actually. That's pretty good. That's further than I thought. We're only 14-minute walk away now. I'm so excited. I'm hungry now, so coffee and maybe a pastry or something for breakfast. Or poutine.
For breakfast?
Poutine is good anytime. It's potatoes. Just seen a map and apparently there is this Trans-Canada trail that literally you could walk or bike from one coast of Canada to the other. I don't know how long that would take, but how cool is that? I wish we were that fit and healthy.
Doesn't that seem insane? Canada's not small and you're going all the way east to west and also up north if you're so inclined. I don't understand how a path, like a trail,
can continue that long.
Yeah, can link it all together.
I might have to search on YouTube to see if anyone's done it.
There's got to be people on YouTube that have done it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to watch.
so toasty warm in here.
Because we're getting hungry, even though it's kind of breakfast time, couldn't help but walk past this Chinese place.
Jordan loves lemon chicken. As soon as he saw it, I knew there was no coming back from this. There was no convincing him that a bagel and a coffee was a better idea. Lemon chicken is what he sees, lemon chicken is what he wants.
It's okay. Damn, probably should have got a bagel and a coffee.
So Granville Market is known as one of the best markets in North America, and you can 100% see why. You can get everything here from like fresh produce to coffee, full meals, and it has like this cozy, intimate feeling, but also like there's every option under the sun here and it goes on forever. It's like the perfect blend between busy and like not, I don't know. I really like it here. It's like the perfect market. If you Google things to do in Vancouver, Canada, almost the number one thing that comes up consistently is to rent a bike and ride around Stanley Park. And we have never on this world trip rented a bike and gone cycling anywhere. If we're gonna do it, it should be here. It's gonna be like an hour walk, I think, to get to a place that we know of that hires a bike and to get to Stanley Park, but hopefully it's quicker than that because I'm tired and this coffee isn't enough.
When I think Vancouver and Canada, I think snowy mountains, cold hiking trails. I don't think beaches, and yet there's multiple beaches around here.
In the city as well.
And they're like nice beaches. This city has everything. I get the top 5 ranking of best city to live in the world.
But you could literally be laying on the beach reading a book with a mountain view and a city view at the same time. That's crazy to me.
Snowy mountains.
Nice. Been walking along this thing called the sea wall. We sat down to have a quick Skittles break, and it turns out this is the world's longest uninterrupted something. What was it? Uninterrupted. Tell me your secrets. Uninterrupted water path. It goes 28 kilometers and it goes into Stanley Park. So if we get the bikes along this somewhere, we could just follow this into Stanley Park. We keep putting off hiring the bikes. Every time we see a station of the bike hire things, we're like, oh, but there's one a bit further down. This looks like a nice walk. So unintentionally, we have basically walked the entire hour to Stanley Park.
The issue is that it's all a nice walk. It's one massive nice walk.
Yeah, we do have to just get one. So the next ones we see, we'll get one.
Agreed.
Ah, we got one. Okay.
And we're off. Now we are riding the longest sea walk there is in the world.
This is so much fun already. I'm already tired. We've only been going for like a minute.
Wow, we're not very fast. There's a lot of one-way tracks here and some that just kind of aren't signed at all. So I think we were going the wrong way or on the wrong path or something. So we turned around and we're trying to loop the other way around Stanley Park. We did not know the bike trails went through the forest as well. This is awesome.
Navigating is tough. I thought this whole walk that we've been doing around Vancouver, there have been so many signs telling you where cyclists should go and where walkers should go. And then as soon as we get to Stanley Park, I feel like the only sign I see is no cyclists, no cyclists, no cyclists. So I have no idea where we're meant to go. We had them for 34 minutes and rode like, what, 2Ks?
We rode quite a long distance, but we had to keep going back and forth because we got confused by the signs.
I think we picked them up at a bad spot. Like if you pick them up here, it's very clear. The signs everywhere, that's where a bike goes, this is where a car goes. But where we picked them up, it was like, you can't go that way, but you can't go that way either.
Yeah.
Don't even think about going that way.
I think most people will say that this is really well signed. We just got pretty unlucky when we picked it up.
It did look like there was a construction issue. Like it looked like it was a temporary block thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we could go for a little bit of a walk because the views of the city here are insane.
Google says it's like #1 thing to do. I agree. If you come here, get a bike, ride around Stanley Park.
We've been walking along to get to the famous totem poles of Stanley Park, and in the middle of the lake we've just noticed that there is a petrol station. But it must be for boats because it's literally in the middle of the lake, but the sign for it is huge. The views from this side of the city somehow are completely different to the other side. I think it's because you don't have the mountains in the background on this side. I really like it though. Oh, there's a fly near your face. We have just seen the famous totem poles at Stanley Park, and they are so intricately detailed, and like the stories behind all of them, they each have a little plaque describing the story behind it and what each bit is. It's just so interesting to hear all of that like folklore and I don't know. Stanley Park is so much fun. I can't believe that this is so close to the city and everyone gets to enjoy this all the time. Fun fact is that it's actually larger than Central Park. I think that's so cool.
Fun fact, every single squirrel, I can't say that word very well.
Squirrel.
Yeah, all of them that are here come from 8 pairs that were given to the park from New York in a year that was a while ago. I think like 100 years ago. I'm going to say early 1900 something.
We're not very good at facts.
It's still fun.
So many people out here like walking their dogs, going for a run, cycling around, enjoying the views. It's just crazy to me that you're like so close to the city and you have this.
So much here.
I love it.
Let's go to Gastown.
Impressions of Canada are amazing. I absolutely love it here. The people are nice, the city's really cool, there's nature everywhere, walking paths everywhere. I'm just enjoying it a lot. We have been walking for like hours and hours today and it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's been such a good fun day, but we've probably already done 20,000 steps.
Yeah, it's as soon as you start to get tired, there's a new view and you just forget that you're tired and it's an amazing view again.
Yeah. And we got so lucky with the weather today. It's like bright blue skies but a little bit brisk. Doesn't get better than this.
Perfect.
Perfect. And we made it just in time to miss one of the steam clocks going off little toot things. Toot. So we've had to wait around for an entire half hour to watch it go off again. this was the world's first ever steam clock, and it works by like some weight gets lifted and then a ball drops and it lets off all the steam. How cool is that? Gastown seems like such a unique neighbourhood as well. It's very eclectic and like there's heaps of bars and restaurants. I'm hungry again, so I think maybe a slice of pizza would be yummy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, we are having pizza 2 days in a row. Sometimes when you're travelling, you just want something you know is going to be good.
When we first heard about this place, we thought that this town would have something to do with like gas, like gasoline, like production or something to do with it, but that's not the case. Turns out it's called Gastown because an early settler back in the day asked some carpenters to build him a saloon in exchange for unlimited whiskey in one city. And they did it. That guy was called Gassy Jack, and it became Gastown. He's not a very good dude though. His statue got pulled down, and I think rightfully so. Sorry. There is one more thing to do before we call it a day.
We made it back to the hostel. It is now 6 p.m. We left for this room at 8:30 in the morning. It has been a huge, amazing day. We have walked 25,000 steps, plus we biked for an hour, and I'm pretty sure I have huge blisters, which is going to be great for tomorrow. Uh-oh. They hurt so bad. Still worth it for that day in Vancouver.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. It's really not that hard.
Squirrel.
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 Coyotes in the area. There's a squirrel. I can take a squirrel.
You found my flabbergasted button and you pushed it.